Hurts, habits, and hang-ups. We all have them. We are all sinners, and we all need recovery and repentance in order to live the way God intended for us to live. Celebrate Recovery is a biblical program that opens the door for God's grace to free us from the bondage of our dysfunctional behaviors. For several years, Joe Graham's life was marked by addiction, but he is here today to tell us how the Celebrate Recovery program transformed his life. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. My pleasure.
Yeah, so Joe, you became addicted to alcohol when you were 17 years old, and this addiction lasted for 46 years?
Yeah, that'd be about right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
How did it all start?
I was working and living on a farm, and it was hard work, and the owner said, "You work like a man, you should be able to drink like a man," and I had my first beer there. And then I went home for a weekend, and my dad was watching the ball game and asked my sister to get him a beer, and I said, "Yeah, get me one too." And she came in, and I said, "Where's my beer?" And Dad said, "Do you want one?" I said, "Yeah." So from that point on, it was okay to drink whenever and wherever I wanted to.
So your parents were completely okay with it?
My parent was. My mom wasn't so
Your
happy.
mom not so much,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And this is just really the tip of the iceberg. You know, this alcohol addiction affected so many different areas of your life.
That's true. I mean, it was, I didn't realize it, of course, at the time. And it was, work was always about where is the alcohol going to be? And it was always about, I would choose work because of that, excuse me, over family. Excuse me. And there's so many times of our kids growing up, things I missed. I wasn't there. Quiet times with my wife, Kathy, that I miss those. I'll never get any of that stuff back. And I still, you know, even in Celebrate Recovery, didn't realize the depth, the grip that alcohol had on me. When I started in Celebrate Recovery 7 years ago, my idea was to give up nicotine, and God graciously did deliver me from that. I was leading in Celebrate Recovery before I realized I had a problem with alcohol. I thought my problem was I just kept running out, but that wasn't the case.
Well, tell us really quickly, you had 23 careers, right?
Yes, I did, yes.
That's a lot of careers. What were you chasing? What was your goal, your end goal with all of this?
Tanner, I don't believe I had an end goal. I think I was just looking for the brass ring. And each career never seemed to deliver that. And it was only after we had started attending the church we still belong to now, Creekside Church, and took the purpose-driven life that I realized I'd been working all those years, all those careers, for the wrong reason. And I learned that late in life that if I was only working for the pleasure and honor of God, working for Him, not for me, that's all I needed to do. And it didn't matter what I did.
Yeah.
So.
You said that your mantra at the time, if it is to be, it's up to me, right? And you said, after me, everyone else is next.
Yeah, I could have been the poster child for selfish self-centeredness. It was really all about me, and everybody else came next. It was just very selfish. I have so many regrets.
You say you wish you could do over parenting, do over being a husband.
Do over absolutely everything. I wish, and wishing doesn't make it so, obviously. I am so grateful for my relationship with Jesus Christ, and that's really what's made everything all right. And the Bible tells us in Joel that God will repay the locusts have eaten. All the time I miss with my kids and my wife, we now get to spend with my grandkids and my kids, and my wife and I are closer now than we've ever been. So
growing up, tell me, how did your relationship with Christ develop? Because you were going to church, but you said that you didn't really have a relationship.
No, I didn't understand what that was. And I remember one time our lead pastor said, you know about Jesus, but do you know Jesus? And I thought, wow, no, I don't. And certainly going to Creekside Church, starting there and listening to the messages, which were messages that I could live that week. It wasn't pie in the sky. It wasn't fire and brimstone. It was parts from the Bible that could help me through the week, every week. And really, it was Celebrate Recovery where I learned and appreciate the depthness of a relationship with Jesus, what that really means, and how that it's so much better to leave God be large and in charge instead of trying to be in charge myself. If it is to be, it's up to me. Never worked.
Well, you keep talking about Celebrate Recovery. Tell us exactly, what is Celebrate Recovery? You get a huge smile on your face when I even mention
Well,
it.
I just did a training session and I said, you know, and nobody can give a pat answer what Celebrate Recovery is. And I said, why do we try? Basically, Celebrate Recovery is a Bible-based, Christ-centered, miracle-producing recovery program. And then I said, don't tell them anymore. Tell them what it does for you. And what it's done for me, no nicotine, no alcohol, no anger, no impatience, better relationship with my kids, better relationship with my wife, better relationship with people at church. And it just goes on and on. The biggest thing is a deep personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That's what Celebrate Recovery is. That's what people come to realize. Whatever they self-medicate with, whether it's too much food, too little food, whether it's anger, whether it's codependency, whether it's people-pleasing, whether it's alcohol, whether it's prescription drugs, illegal drugs, whatever they self-medicate with really isn't the issue. What's the underlying issue? And Celebrate Recovery, through Jesus, takes us to those underlying issues. And God releases us from those. No need to self-medicate anymore.
Walk us through what it looks like. I mean, what's the difference between going to rehab and going through the Celebrate Recovery program?
Bottom line, personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Rehab programs are wonderful. I love a lot of the programs that are out there. I love when people come from AA to Celebrate Recovery. I am blessed with being able to take Celebrate Recovery to Teen Challenge. And Teen Challenge is a phenomenal program that gives them 1 year of learning about Jesus and getting over their addiction. Then they come into Celebrate Recovery and dig in even deeper, and just the relationship just grows and builds. So it really is, the difference is the relationship with Jesus.
And do you think that Celebrate Recovery is for everyone?
Again, I love that question, and I always ask a question. Do you believe that anybody would be better off with a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ?
I do.
Of course, the answer is yes. And could everybody use Celebrate Recovery? Everybody, anybody would benefit from the program because they develop that deeper relationship. Yeah.
So how can people get involved? How, if someone is interested in the Celebrate Recovery program, how can they become a part of it?
They can go on our website, www.celebraterecovery.ca. There are 40 Celebrate Recoveries in Ontario, 70 across Canada. Celebrate Recovery is in 28 countries and 24 languages, so there's no shortage of places to go for help.
Excuse.
No excuse. I get to talk to churches, and churches that partner with us to have Celebrate Recovery in Kitchener. And I tell them, I said, there's only 2 reasons why you don't come down and check it out: fear and ignorance. And Satan will use both. And, you know, I just challenge them, come and check it out. It's your ministry. But some do, some don't.
So really quickly, walk us through, it's a 12-step program, correct?
Correct, yep.
So what's the big, I guess, difference between Celebrate Recovery and rehab?
There are many 12-step programs out there.
Right.
And they all do good work. The difference is, with the 12 steps, we add the 8 principles, which are based on the Beatitudes. Again, Christ-centered, Bible-based recovery program. The reason I'm here today is Principle 8, not one of the steps, but one of the principles. And it says, yield yourself to God to bring this good news to others, both by your example and by your words. And that's why I'm here today, is just to spread the word. The 12 steps are where the dig down deep happens, to get to the underlying issues as to why we choose to self-medicate, whichever way we choose to do that. And we don't have enough time to go into all the ways that we can do that. But the 12 steps really, the key to that is the one-on-one time with God for each individual between the 12-step meetings. If it's Tuesday night, it's the time between Tuesday
What if you
and
don't
Tuesday.
have a relationship with Christ?
That shouldn't stop anybody from coming to Celebrate Recovery. And if somebody comes that doesn't have a relationship, I am convinced if they hang in there, they'll see how important it is, and they'll be hanging around with people that do have a relationship. And we're kind of like catalogs for Jesus. They'll say, I'm not sure what they've got, but whatever it is, I want it. And that's what a relationship with Jesus will do.
I think we need to mention that you have an upcoming seminar. It's in Waterloo, Ontario on May 30th. For more information, you can go to celebraterecovery.ca. Thank you so much, Joe, for coming and sharing your testimony and about Celebrate Recovery.